Son of a
Glitch.
Pokemon Red, Blue and Yellow contain some of the most famous glitches ever discovered in video games, and I'm surprised I haven't covered them until now, so with that being said, let's get into it. This first glitch gives you a level 100 Pokemon before you reach the first gym leader, Brock. Get your one and only Pokemon poisoned in Viridian Forest, most likely by a Weedle. There's a trainer on the way out of Viridian Forest, and if he spots you, a battle will occur. Save here because you want to have a wild Pokemon encounter happen in that one tile in front of the trainer, and because of the random nature of encounters, there's a chance the trainer will spot you first. When you get the wild encounter in that one tile, you'll next want to lose the fight due to your poison status. You'll black out and notice how the trainer has an exclamation mark above his head, and this is how you know the glitch has triggered. Now you're back in Viridian City, head to Victory Road and fight your rival and lose to him. Head back towards Viridian Forest and in this patch of grass encounter a level 3 Pidgey. Growl at the Pidgey 6 times to lower its attack and then run. Go into Viridian Forest and a message will pop up and a level 1 Nidoking will appear. Wear it down and then catch it. Now check out its stats. It tells you it has 777,162 experience points, but it's actually in the negative numbers, and gaining less than 59 experience points will level Nidoking to 100. So with that in mind, switch Nidoking to the first in your list and then switch back to your other Pokemon during a battle and win to gain XP. You'll now have a level 100 Pokemon. This trick is much easier in Pokemon Yellow. Buy an escape rope from the Pewter Pokemon store and find this trainer in Viridian Forest. Have him off screen and then step towards him, and before he spots you, press start and use the escape rope. The game now thinks you're in a battle, even though you're not. Now you'll be back in Pewter, so head back to Viridian Forest. Encounter a level 4 Caterpie and use Growl till it no longer has an effect. Beat the Caterpie and then head back to Pewter City. Try to leave Pewter via Route 3 and you'll be stopped by this guy and he'll take you back to Pewter Gym. Once the cutscene ends, go back to Viridian Forest and you'll now encounter a level 1 Nidoking. Catch it and do the same as you would in Red and Blue and you'll have a level 100 Pokemon before the first gym leader. Speaking of Brock, there's a trick to skip him altogether. Try to leave Pewter via Route 3 and once the guy stops you and is done talking, save the game and reset. Open up the save file and hold right until you're past the loading zone and you'll completely skip Brock. You can catch Mew legitimately in Red, Blue and Yellow. Catch an Abra which you can find near Nugget Bridge on Route 24. The reason you need Abra is you need its ability to teleport. Perform the trick from earlier where you approach a trainer and press start before they see you and then teleport back to Cerulean City. Go back through Route 24 and to this trainer with a level 17 Slowpoke. Growl at the Slowpoke till it has no effect and then beat it. Go back to Cerulean City and your menu will appear. Cancel out of the menu and then suddenly a wild Mew will appear out of nowhere. Make sure you have a low-leveled Pokemon to weaken it and then you can catch it. This glitch behaves the same as before. Simply put Mew as your first Pokemon and switch out during the next battle to earn Mew some XP, and now it will be level 100 as well. Next is a glitch to skip Marowak's ghost by using a Pokedoll. Buy a Pokedoll from the store in Celadon City and then fly back to Lavender Town. When you encounter the ghost, check out any of your Pokemon stats and then go to use the Pokedoll in your items, and Marowak will flee the fight and allow you to pass. This glitch skips having to get the Sylph Scope and the Celadon Team Rocket hideout completely. There are many glitches involving the Safari Zone, such as the ability to walk through walls. Make sure you have just one Pokemon in your party and make sure it's poisoned. Enter the Safari Zone normally and then once you go in, try to leave. When asked if you want to leave early, choose no and you'll be back inside the Safari Zone. Save and reset the game. Reopen your save file and then leave the Safari Zone. You'll be welcomed again, but this time the loading zones have been switched around. When asked if you want to join the hunt, choose no and leave the zone altogether. Now, crazy as this sounds, carefully count exactly 500 steps as you walk to this area by the Pokemon Center in Fuchsia City, and keep your poisoned Pokemon alive using potions. Do not let the Pokemon faint. On step 500, make sure you're jumping just like this as the Safari game ends. You'll now be back in the Safari Zone lobby, but the game has put you on a slightly higher plane. Stay on top of the table and let your poisoned Pokemon faint. With no usable Pokemon left, you'll black out. And now you'll be able to walk through everything and explore out of bounds. This can sometimes crash the game and the glitch ends when you speak to somebody or enter a building. Another glitch called Glitch City can be performed using similar steps. Once again, enter the Safari Zone, leave, re-enter, save and reset the game as before. This time, when you leave Safari Zone for Fuchsia City, head for Route 15 and use the 500 steps until the timer ends. And now when you leave Safari Zone for Fuchsia City, it'll be completely glitched out. This next glitch is called the Ditto Glitch, which enables you to catch any Pokemon. Press start when in the sight of a trainer and then fly to Fuchsia City. Head back to Route 15 and trigger a trainer battle. Win and then try to find a Ditto nearby. Now this next step is important as the Pokemon you switch out to and Ditto transforms into must have a certain number next to its special attack, but more on that in a second. After the transformation, you can run or defeat Ditto. Now head towards the sea and your menu will appear. Cancel the menu and a wild Pokemon will appear out of nowhere. Depending on the number of the used Pokemon special, a corresponding Pokemon will appear. For instance, my Butterfree had a special of 60, which means Tauros appeared. I'll provide a list of numbers in the description so you guys can catch any Pokemon you like using this glitch. In Vermilion City, go to where the SS Anne would be and in front of this sailor, stand in this spot, face right, save the game and reset. Open the save file and without touching any controls, use a Pokemon to surf. You'll surf right through the sailor and you can board the SS Anne again. But there are stranger things going on around this area. If you surf to the right of the SS Anne, you can find this random truck which has no real purpose whatsoever. So what is it doing there, you may ask? It beats me, and it was clearly never meant to be seen by conventional means, which begs the question, why is it there at all? And finally, no self-respecting Pokemon glitch episode would be complete without the most famous glitch of all, Missingno. This one's easily done and has the most amazing benefits. In Viridian City, talk to the old man who teaches you how to catch Pokemon. Once the tutorial is done, fly to Cinnabar Island and then use Surf along this area. You'll encounter a wild Pokemon like none you've ever seen before. This glitched out Pokemon is Missingno, and catching it will infinitely duplicate the 6th item in your inventory, so you can have as many rare candies and Master Balls as you want. Also, various versions of Missingno can appear, as well as some heavily over-leveled Pokemon such as Mewtwo, and catching them still causes the item duplication, which is pretty sweet. And so there you have it guys, if you want to pick up some old school Pokemon again, you've got some pretty neat tricks to try out. And if you like this episode, hit that like button, share it with everyone you know and love, but most importantly, please subscribe if you want to see more from the series.